What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wager Zone podcast, and we are back for another UFC pay-per-view, everybody. This is UFC 307. I am very excited for this card, guys. Know all these fighters. It's one of those cards that it's kind of... We have a lot of those people that have been in the UFC for a while now, so it's one of those nostalgia cards where it's like, man, it's like all of these people I've been watching for at least a good 5 years now. So hopefully I have a good read on this card because, like I said, I've seen a lot of these fighters fight for a very long time. Usually it's not like that. Usually I have to go watch some tape and like watch the fighters I haven't seen that much and be like, okay, let's watch some tape and see who will win this fight. This card, guys, no tape was needed to be watched. I just went through the card and picked my fights just because I know exactly how everybody fights. So I think I have a good read. So hopefully we catch our bets, guys. Like I said, this is UFC 307. So let's get into this first fight. It's going to be Court Mcgee taking on Tim Means, guys. And I'm going to be taking Court Mcgee as an underdog, guys. I think Court Mcgee, this might be his retirement fight, guys. I think he is from the area. This guy is from Utah. This guy has died twice in his lifetime, came back to life. This man is a dog. This man loves to fight. He's fighting against a guy named Tim Means that is a pretty decent striker, but Tim Means is also getting up there in age as well. But his striking, his speed is slowing down now. He does put up decent combinations, but I do think Court Mcgee is going to be able to get on the inside, get him in the clinch, get some dirty boxing, maybe mixing some takedowns. Like I said, guys, Court Mcgee didn't announce this is his retirement fight, but I do believe he's going to retire after this fight. I think this is Court Mcgee's final hoorah. I think he's going to go in there into his hometown. He's going to go out there, get a win, and go out there with his hometown fans and go out there and retire after, guys. So I'm taking Court Mcgee as an underdog. I'm not one of my confident plays, guys, but I'm going to be making a little bit of money, a little wager on Court Mcgee. Mainly because, like I said, it's going to be the last time I might ever get to bet on Court Mcgee. And also, I do believe he has the means to win this fight. And at a plus 200 and plus underdog, guys, I think it's a good shot taking. So give me Court Mcgee in this fight. All right, guys, in this next fight now, it is one of those fights where one of the fighters have actually announced their retirement after the fight. Carla Esparza is going to be retiring after this fight. So this is her final fight. I've watched her interview. She said she is done. She's moving on to mom life. She just wants to get one final fight in, maybe get a win, go out with that win, and get out of here. And she's fighting on Tecia Pennington, guys, or Tecia Torres, as we all known her for years. But now she is married to the champion Raquel. So now it's one of those fights where I think it's going to be Carla Esparza just shooting takedowns. She's going to try to get the takedowns as much as she can. But I think Tecia Pennington's going to be able to stop the takedowns, guys. The reason why Carla Esparza is usually pretty good at getting these takedowns against people is because she's very low to the floor. She is 5'1". She's usually very low to the floor, and she usually gets under these girls and takes them down from a low angle. This fight, Tecia Pennington has great takedown defense, and also, guys, she is 5'1" as well. She's a tiny tornado. So at this point, she is getting older in her career, but both these girls are getting pretty old in this career. Like I said, Carla Esparza is retiring after this fight. I never like betting on people that announce their retirement after the fight. Like Court Mcgee, I'm taking my money on Court Mcgee because he's going into this fight and hasn't announced his retirement. I'm just guessing he's going to retire because he's in his hometown. Carla Esparza went in there saying she's done with the UFC after this. She's not going to fight after this fight anymore. So Tecia is actually fighting for something, wants to keep moving up the rankings and going against a girl that's done. And she's just trying to go in here and get one last paycheck. So I don't think Carla's going to be able to get the takedowns. I think Tecia's going to be able to stop the takedowns and land strikes on the outside. I think it's going to be a very slow-paced fight, and I think Tecia's going to end up winning a decision, guys. Look at the over 2.5. The over 2.5 is greased up to minus 600. I've never seen over 2.5 greased that much, but get a better line on this, guys. Take Tecia Pennington by decision. I think that's the bet for this play, guys. I think she wins by decision, so give me Tecia Pennington by decision in this fight. All right, guys, this is going to be Ryan Spann taking on Ovin St. Preux, and I'm honestly going to be making two different wagers in this fight. It just all depends. I'm going to be making a first-round knockout wager on Ryan Spann. I'm going to bet the first round knockout. But guys, if this fight gets after the first round, I'm going to be taking Ovin St. Preux in the live money, guys. I think Ryan Spann's going to go out there and land some very hard shots on Ovin in the first round. And if he doesn't get Ovin out of there in the first round, he's going to gas out. You're fighting in elevation. You're fighting in Utah. You're going to end up gassing out in this fight. And Ryan Spann is showing his gas tank is not good at all. And Ovin St. Preux has shown that his gas tank is not the best either, but at the same time, it's better than Ryan Spann's. Ryan Spann usually will give up after if his gas tank is not there. Ryan Spann literally gives up on himself. He doesn't want to fight anymore. So I'm going to be making two wagers on this fight. I'm going to be betting Ryan Spann by knockout in the first round, but after the first round, if this fight doesn't get in there, guys, after Ovin St. Preux he's going to get beat up in that first round. I'm telling you, he will. And after he gets beat up in that first round, he makes it out of that first round, he's going to be a giant underdog. And I'm going to be hopping on the Ovin St. Preux money line on the live bet, guys. So it's going to be a small wager on each side. I'm going to put a little bit more on the Ryan Spann by knockout. And then after that first round, if it doesn't get out of there, I'm putting a little bit on Ovin St. Preux on the money line, guys. I think that's a really good spot. Pick whichever one you want, guys. It's either you want to take the Ryan Spann first round knockout, or you want to take after the first round Ovin St. Preux at the live underdog shot, guys. So I'm going to be taking both of them. That's my bet for this fight. Guys, this is going to be the first leg of a parlay. It's going to be my most confident parlay of the whole entire night. I'm going to be adding it with 2 fights on the main card, and I'm going to be taking Cesar Almeida in this one. He's fighting Ior Pereira, and Ior is not going to shoot a takedown. The only way Ior wins this fight if he takes Cesar Almeida down. Cesar Almeida is a great kickboxer. He has a kickboxing win over Alex Pereira. This guy's kickboxing is legit. Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm like one of the best kickboxers I've seen in a while, and I actually like Cesar Almeida a lot, and he just needs to work on his takedown defense. But someone in Ior is not going to take him down. Ior is going to be one of those dumbasses that goes in there and tries to strike with him. He's going to end up getting knocked out because Cesar Almeida is one of those kickboxers, like I said, he's a great kickboxer, and you don't want to strike with this guy. He's shown that his striking is lethal at this point, and yeah, I think he's going to end up knocking out Ior Pereira. I don't like Ior Pereira. Ior Pereira's last big win was when he beat Shogun Rua, when Shogun was like 50 years old. He went in there and knocked out Shogun, then he started dancing and like basically hyping himself up and celebrating over Shogun. Like, and ever since that fight, guys, I really believe Dana White's been giving this guy his murderous role because Dana's probably pissed off at him. Like, bro, you don't do that to a UFC legend when we already all know you're going to win. Now Dana's out here giving Ior to the murderous role. Now Ior's out here getting knocked out and beat up by everybody. And now he's probably giving him his toughest striking battle to date with Cesar Almeida. So give me Cesar Almeida on this fight, guys. I'm adding him to a 3-fight parlay, and I'm also going to be adding Cesar Almeida. I'm going to be taking Cesar Almeida by knockout on a smaller wager, guys. So yeah, that's the bet, guys. Cesar Almeida for this one. Right, guys, this next fight is going to be Austin Hubbard taking on Alexander Hernandez. And honestly, this is one of those fights where Alexander Hernandez should win this fight. He has all the skills to win this fight. I think he is way better than Austin Hubbard. I've watched Austin Hubbard for a while, even when he was fighting in the UFC a long time ago. And then he got into the Ultimate Fighter. I watched him on there. Now he's back in the UFC. And I thought Austin Hubbard was actually gonna win the Ultimate Fighter. I thought he was actually gonna beat Kurt Holloway, but Kurt Holloway ended up beating him. But Alexander Hernandez should win this fight, but he's just so dumb, guys. Like, I want to say that, like, not like so harsh, but he just kind of makes dumb IQ decisions in the fight. Every single time Alexander Hernandez is going to go in there to win the fight, he either just does something dumb that loses him the fight, or he ends up gassing out. It's like, it's either one. Like, he has all the skills that he should be a top 5 fighter, but Alexander Hernandez just always loses it for himself. So it's one of those fights, guys, I'm not going to be betting on. I think Alexander Hernandez should win this fight, but if you're on the Austin Hubbard live underdog shot, the live underdog in Austin Hubbard, and you're taking a shot on him, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because Alexander Hernandez has all the skills, but he ends up losing fights for himself. So yeah, my pick's going to be Alexander Hernandez for this fight, but I'm not going to be betting it at all, guys. I'm staying away. Guys, this next fight is going to be Marina Rodriguez taking on Isman Luciendo, and I'm going to be taking Marina Rodriguez, guys. I think Marina Rodriguez is a lot better fighter. I think she's a way better striker. I think she keeps combinations. She stays on the outside. I think it's one of those fights where Luciendo is going to be coming in there trying to throw heavy strikes, maybe mixing a takedown here and there, and I don't think she's going to be able to get it. I think Marina, the only people she's lost to is a lot of the top competition, and Luciendo has fought a lot of nobodies. She's fought a lot of low-level competition coming up right now, and I think this is a great spot for Marina Rodriguez. I think Marina Rodriguez is a tall fighter that's going to be able to keep the fight standing. She's going to keep her range, landing 1-2s, and maybe land a couple of hard hooks in there, and maybe even get a knockout, guys. I think Marina Rodriguez is a top, hands down, better striker. I think the only way Luciendo wins this fight is she mixes in the takedowns, but I don't think she's going to mix in the takedowns. Even if she does, I don't think she's going to get them. I think she's going to try to outstrike Marina Rodriguez, and that's not going to be a good game plan for you. So give me Marina Rodriguez on the money line, guys. I see she's an underdog. This is one of those fights I didn't know why she was an underdog, so hopefully we cash this one, because I'm actually pretty confident in Marina Rodriguez in this one. So yeah, like I said, guys, bet is Marina Rodriguez as an underdog in this fight. Alright, guys, this next fight is going to be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Joaquin Buckley. And let me just start this whole thing off saying, guys, I do not like Joaquin Buckley. I don't like him. I think he's I don't know. I just think he's a goofball. I think he's an asshole. I just think he's just, I don't know. He's not my cup of tea. Let me just say that. I don't like Joaquin Buckley, but man, he's fighting Wonderboy. Everything in my mind tells me Wonderboy should win this fight. Wonderboy is the way better striker. Wonderboy has decent takedown defense, and I think he'll be able to stop at the takedowns, because Joaquin Buckley is not dumb. He's not going to go in there and try to outstrike Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's going to go in there and shoot a whole bunch of takedowns and try to get him down to the floor, and that's what scares me, guys. I'm going to be taking a small underdog shot on Wonderboy Thompson in this one, but don't get me wrong. If Joaquin Buckley goes out there and just lays on him and takes him down over and over again and doesn't really do much, I'm not going to be surprised. So it's not going to be that big of a wager I'm going to be placing, but give me Wonderboy Thompson. I think he's going to be able to stop the takedowns. I think he's fought a lot better competition than Joaquin Buckley. I think Joaquin Buckley has fought a lot of people that are on the way out or like nobodies, and the only people he's beat is a lot of old people that are on the way out. Wonderboy is getting up there in age, but this guy can still fight. This guy is still putting up numbers. This guy is still beating good competition. So give me Wonderboy on the money line, guys, as an underdog. I'm not going to be putting too much investment into it, but I'm taking Wonderboy in this. I have to. All right, guys, this is going to be the second leg of that parlay. I'm going to be putting with Cesar Almeida as my most confident parlay of the night. It's going to be Caitlin Vieira taking on Kayla Harrison, and I'm going to be taking Kayla Harrison, guys. I think Kayla Harrison is going to dominate this fight. I think Kayla Harrison is going to go out there, land a hard shot on top, get the takedown, and start dropping elbows on this girl and finish her, guys. I think this is one of those fights where she literally dominates and finishes her with elbows from the top. I don't see how Caitlin Vieira wins this fight. I'm one of those guys that believe Kayla Harrison is the best woman in the fighter in the whole world right now. I think Kayla Harrison comes in there and I think she beats Juliana. I think she beats Raquel. Hell, I think she can possibly even beat Amanda. That's the fight I want to see. I want to see Amanda versus Kayla. I think Kayla has a great shot at beating Amanda. I think Kayla's the best in the world at the moment. So I just don't think there's a way Caitlin Vieira actually wins this fight. I think Kayla Harrison goes out there, drops nasty elbows that they're getting a takedown, and dominates and gets the finish by knockout, guys. So that's going to be the second leg of that parlay. I'm going to be putting with Cesar Almeida, guys. And yeah, Kayla Harrison, I think, is a lock. All right, guys, this next fight is going to be Roman Dolidze taking on Kevin Holland. And I'm going to be taking Kevin Holland, guys. I think Kevin Holland's going to go out there and end up getting the knockout. I think Roman Dolidze is going to go out there and he's going to try to bang with Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland has way better striking. I think he actually has crisp right hand, guy. This guy has a sniper-like right hand, and Roman Dolidze doesn't move his head. If you ever see Roman fight, he's so stationary. He stays right in front of you. He tries to bang out with you, and he doesn't move his head at all. I think it's one of those fights where Kevin just cracks him with one of the straight right hands and puts him to sleep. People are probably thinking Roman's going to take down Kevin, but I don't think Roman can even get the takedown. I don't think his takedowns are that good at all. I don't think his wrestling's that good. I think his jiu-jitsu is pretty decent, but Kevin Holland's also a black belt, so guys, I'm not even going to lie. Kevin Holland might even take this dude down. Imagine if that Kevin Holland ends up on top of Roman. We never see Roman on his back, really. Roman is a good jiu-jitsu artist, but Kevin is a black belt, like I said. Kevin has submitted people like Michael Chiesa. This guy's black belt is actually not that bad, and people will try to joke on it all the time. But like I said, I think this fight is going to end up playing now as a striking battle. I think Roman doesn't move his head at all, and I think it's one of those fights where Kevin lands one of those sniper right hands down the pipe and ends up knocking out Roman. So give me Kevin Holland on the money line, guys. I think he ends up getting a knockout in this fight. All right, guys, this next fight is going to be Jose Aldo taking on Mario Bautista, and I'm going to be taking Jose Aldo, guys, as an underdog. Jose Aldo in his last fight against Jonathan Martinez, I bet Jonathan Martinez. I thought Jonathan Martinez was going to go out there and beat him, and Jose Aldo looked like prime Jose Aldo. He went out there landing leg kicks, just outstrike Jonathan Martinez. He looked beautiful in the octagon, guys. It was kind of crazy. I was like thinking, then this old man's gonna go in there and probably get beat up by Jonathan, and he went out there and just beat the fuck out of Jonathan, dude. It was one of those wild fights that kind of really surprised me. And now he's fighting a guy in Mario Bautista, where I think Jonathan Martinez is actually a harder fight for Jose Aldo. I think Bautista is going to try to strike with Jose, and it's not going to end up working. He fights out of a good camp. He fights out of MMA lab with Sean O'Malley and those guys, but I think that's the only reason why this line is juiced up like that. I think Jose Aldo is the better fighter. Mario Bautista won't be able to get a takedown. We've already seen Jose Aldo. Merab went 0 for 16 against Jose Aldo on takedowns. Merab couldn't even get this dude down. It's going to be a striking battle. I think Jose's faster. I think Jose's boxing's better. I think Jose's going to land some hard-ass leg kicks, and I just think it's going to be a great day for Jose Aldo. So yes, guys, he is up there in age. Jose Aldo might be the oldest. He's not the oldest person on this card, but he is 38 years old now. But I just think he's still a really good fighter, and I think he's better than Mario Bautista. I think Jose Aldo might be like the best gatekeeper of all time. He's gonna be sticking around this top 8, top 7. He's gonna keep beating these guys. So give me Jose Aldo on the money line as a dog, guys. I just like him a lot. I think it's one of those plays where a lot of people are betting against him just because of the age, but I don't think age matters in this one. I just think he's the better fighter. So give me Jose Aldo in this fight. It's going to be the co-main event. It's going to be Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. And let me just say this right now. This fight is just going to see who's going to be the one that Kayla Harrison's going to end up beating for the title later on, in my opinion. So it's going to be Raquel Pennington taking on Juliana Pena. And I'm going to be taking Juliana Pena, guys. I'm not going to have too much of an investment in this fight. It probably depends if I am up a lot of money and we're doing great on this card, guys, I'll bet on Juliana Pena. But if if we're just even and just doing okay in this card, I'm just gonna stay away from this fight. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's the co-main event. It's a title fight. I know you guys want to have your money on it, but it's one of those fights you should just stay away from. It's one of those fights where I think Juliana's gonna come in there trying to fight like a dog. She's gonna come in there just pushing the pace, trying to get takedowns, fighting kind of like Khabib like style, where she's spamming takedowns and landing a couple strikes on top. And Raquel's gonna have to try to stop the takedowns. And don't forget, guys, that Tecia is fighting on this card. Tecia Pennington said in her interview that the reason why they both have never fought in the same card is because they both get a lot of nerves. So this is the first time they've ever fought on the same card, because they said they don't like fighting on the same card because they get really nervous. And you're not gonna tell me if Tecia goes out there and loses that first fight against Carla, Raquel's not gonna be out here kind of like getting more nerves because her girl just lost. And now it's going to be it's all a mental thing to me. And Juliana's going in here with nothing to lose. Everyone at this point to me thinks Juliana's going to lose. Everyone's betting against Juliana. Everyone thinks Juliana has no shot. This girl has nothing to lose, and Raquel has everything to lose. She's one of those, she usually doesn't show up. Everyone is wondering if Raquel's going to show up. She's one of those girls that already has problems with showing up to the ring. She'll come in there and she just looks totally flat. And now you put Tecia on the card as well with her, where they've already said they get nervous, really nervous when they both fight on the same card. So now I just think it's going to be another thing that's going to maybe have her show up flat. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to have too much of an investment in this fight. Probably not, because I don't think it's one of those fights you should be betting a lot of money on. But I'm going to be taking Juliana Pena to be the new champion in this one, guys. All right, guys, this is going to be the third leg of that parlay, my most confident parlay with Kayla Harrison and Cesar Almeida. I'm going to be adding Alex Pereira in this main event, guys. He's taking on Khalil Rountree. I think Khalil Rountree has a knockout shot, guys. That's it. If Khalil Rountree stays on his back foot and probably does what Izzy did, where he kind of played possum, laid his back up against the fence when Alex pushing forward, and Khalil lands one of those crazy right hands and knocks him out. But besides that wild right hand that comes out of nowhere and knocks Alex out when Alex isn't expecting it, probably after he hurts Khalil, I think Alex is going to end up piecing him up, dude. I think Alex is just a way better striker. I think Alex is one of the best strikers we've ever seen. I think the fight's going to start off with Alex is going to keep his range. He's going to land some hard leg kicks over and over again. Just keep that calf kick going to where Khalil's not going to be able to move anymore after the calf kick lands for a whole round. And then by the second round or the end of the first round, Khalil's calf is going to be dead and he's not going to be able to move around the ring. And I just think Alex is going to end up piecing him up, land that left hook where Khalil's probably going to think, I got him, trying to land one of those straight right hands. And then Alex is going to land that check hook, boom, and put him to sleep. I just think it's just made to happen. I think Alex Pereira is a great play in this one. I think he ends up getting the knockout pretty easy. But, yeah, guys, like I said, Alex Pereira is going to be the play. But also, guys, if you're going to be taking that three-leg parlay and putting a lot of money on it, why not hedge a little bit out on Khalil at the end of the night if Kayla and Cesar wins? Kayla and Cesar wins, maybe hedge out a little bit on Khalil. Might as well. Hedging out bets. People try to say, oh, don't hedge out your bets. Hedging out bets is the greatest things you can do, especially when you have a plus 400 underdog that you can do it with. So, yeah, guys, the last leg of that parlay is going to be Alex Pereira, though. I think Alex Pereira is 10 times way better of a striker than Khalil. I think Khalil, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Khalil. I think Khalil's one of the best kickboxers I've seen. He's beat very good kickboxers. But there's levels to this, in my opinion. I think Alex is, like I said, Alex is going to land that leg kick to where Khalil's not going to be able to move around the ring anymore. And Alex is just going to stalk him and end up knocking him out. So, yeah, guys, that's going to be the third leg of the parlay. I'm taking Alex Pereira by knockout. And, yeah, guys, that is it for today's UFC 307 video. We will be back for another Dana White's Contender Series video. So, guys, yeah, guys, if you guys listen to this whole breakdown, click the like button, like that video. Let me know how you guys been doing on your bets. Comment on the page. Let me guys know what picks you guys are making on this one. Let me guys know if you guys agree or disagree with anything. Also, guys, if you guys this is the first video you guys are watching, subscribe to that page. We are at 205 subscribers. We're trying to keep going up. We post soccer. We post NFL. We're going to be doing NBA. We do lots of MMA. We do Cage Warriors and all different types of MMA events. So, yeah, guys, I am out of here. I'll be back tomorrow with more soccer bets. So, yeah, guys, hopefully we cash out on this day. Deuces.